Hi guys, LeMonde back here again to join you and to give you another tip of how to make your life absolutely fantastic and great. This is to do with the fear response. And fear is actually a stress response. It's usually because we're thinking of something, we're giving something a negative meaning, our focus is on something which we perceive we don't like or that is going to hurt or harm us. Now, in particular, that hurting us or harming us, it doesn't matter whether it's a real thing or whether we just think it is. Like we could be come into a room where someone's painting, we smell some chemicals and think, oh my God, this is going to kill me. That's a fear response. That's a stress response straight away. So what do we do in those stressful times? Well, we've actually got four responses. There is a fourth one. It used to be fight, flight, freeze, but now we've also got fawn as a fourth response. I want to talk about the first two in particular. In fact, I really want to talk about the first one in particular, fight. So fight is a very specific response, stress response. It's where we think that if usually it's where we think we're stronger than the thing, usually a person or an animal, that we are fearful of, and we can overcome them with force. But it can also fighting can also occur where we think maybe a surprise attack might frighten them to retreat. Okay, so it can actually be one of those two things. It can be flailing arms around to get other attackers off of us. That is the fight response. Okay. The flight response, and I'll get back to the fight in a moment. The flight response, using the example I did earlier about walking into a room where there's paint, oh my God, I'm going to die with these fumes. Flight response is simply leaving, okay? But that can occur in more extreme circumstances as well. For example, a dog comes towards you that's off the lead and you start backing away. That's part of the flight response. Your body goes into stress and it immediately, wow, that was loud, it immediately goes into flight mode. Okay, if that dog was coming towards you and you felt that, you know, fleeing ain't going to help me, it's going to nip me in the back or on the back of my leg, you might stay there and, you know, really sort of like, you know, come at me, dog, and start kicking and trying to punch. I've seen people do that. It's not necessary, by the way, but look, in some instances it might be, but generally you don't need the fight or flight response anymore. We don't really even need to be stressed about these things, and we definitely don't need to have fearful thoughts in pretty much 99.9% of everything that happens in our daily lives. So I'd like you to consider the fear, the stress that you have, and the responses that you do, both fight and flight in particular. These are responses that we used as children, because as children we didn't have any other way to protect ourselves, you know, from that perceived or real threat. It is biologically hardwired into us, this fight, flight, and also freeze response. Another video about freeze, and fawn, another video about fawn. It's hardwired into us, but we also copy, we imitate, we learn as kids early on in life. We imitate those around us, and if someone is very fighting in their style, we see, oh, this person's fearful, you know, oh, little child, this person is fearful, and they're punching, and that's working for them. So we copy that, we imitate that, we practice it, we start punching and hitting. That becomes habit for us. So much so that we practice it for 15, 20 years. It's just an automatic response. Now, by the time we get to adulthood, that fighting response is no longer going to serve us. It's going to be bad for us because we have laws that say you are not allowed to be violent physically, okay? You can get away with it as a kid, not good then. So you need to learn adult ways of coping with stress and fear. Good communication, good awareness, and seeking out what are these other ways that I can change my stress response, that is a fight response, into a much more healthier adaptive response. And that's what you need to do as an adult. That fight and flight response that you had as a child no longer serves you. It does not connect you to the world around you. And that's what being an adult is. It's all about connecting to the world around you in healthy ways that promote that connection. promote integration, promote cooperation, okay? All of those things. So I'd like you to think about your life. How has it looked up to now? Have you got angry? Have you reacted when a fearful thought has entered your head? And have you reacted in a very angry, aggressive, fighting way? You need to stop it. It's unhealthy. It's unhelpful. It doesn't serve you anymore. Take a course. That's what I would recommend. Be self-aware of these moments. And that's why I'm asking you to reflect. Be self-aware. You need to change. You need to acknowledge that you need to change. I can't tell you to change or to adapt to this new way of being. You need to do that yourself. I'm just trying to bring it to your awareness to help you, because I want you to have the best life possible. There are a couple of good anger management courses online. I'll see if I can put some links in somewhere, but just look up anger management online. You'll find definitely one or two that will pop out straight away. Highly recommend them if that is your style. And when I talk about anger, that is that sort of fight response as well. So good luck to you. And this is LeMonde signing off, wishing you all the best. Bye.